Today I went to see a speech by Kim Murray, the special interlocutor for missing children and unmarked graves. Murray did an investigation into the unmarked burial sites at residential schools, and let me start by saying there is no defense for the residential school policy that forcibly took children from their families. We know that there were children who were forced, children who were abused, and children who died, and that some children went missing. One of the most well-known stories is of Charlie Wenjack, who ran away from his residential school and died of exposure and hunger. Kim Murray released her final report, but part of her focus was on what she calls residential school denialism. She defines denialism pretty broadly. It includes minimizing the harm of residential schools, saying that the death rates were typical for the period, saying that we don't know the truth, and that there's a conspiracy to exaggerate deaths, as well as saying it wasn't a genocide. And Murray wants to criminalize all of that type of speech. This is a terrible idea. A lot is still unknown, and creating a criminal sanction around this topic will not allow an investigation to take place. The best way to combat misunderstanding of the impact of residential schools is to tell the stories that Murray collected while she did her investigation, like the stories of children who were abused and children who had experimental vaccines used on them, or about the malnutrition. These stories are objectively terrible. To the extent there are people who want to minimize how terrible the policy of residential schools was, these stories are the answer to that, not criminalizing speech. But what do you think? Leave a comment and let me know.